Many thanks for staying with us and welcome back. Good morning. This is hashtag Y in the Morning. I'm Brian Sankwa. Find us on socials at Y254 channel. The hashtag is Y in the Morning. Now, in this part of this conversation, we're delving into matters drug and alcohol abuse now, with the latest proposal by NACADA to regulate the sale and even consumption of alcohol. It has been met by a lot of public uproar from the Kenyan youth, with NACADA's legal drinking age rather, to be 21. Drug and alcohol abuse still continues to be a menace among the Kenyan youth. But then, what are some of the possible solutions that we can install in place to combat this menace? I believe it starts with the conversation, and that's what we're engaging with right now. And I'm going to be speaking to Daniel Shitandi. He's a civic educator from Mathare. He has so many things that he's doing on his table, and he'll tell us that and much more. So I invite you to come onto our social media platforms and let us know where you're watching us from. We might sample your feedback towards the tail end, but karibu sana. Feel at home away from home. We love to see your feedback. But karibu sana, Daniel. Great to meet you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are explaining to me about a little bit of work. I believe it's part of advocacy, just in the cause to try and raise awareness in terms of helping the youth who, I'd say, they come from vulnerable communities or societies. And you had mentioned to me about Canada Mathare Education Trust, which I was trying to give it an initial of CAMET, yeah? So briefly tell us what you do behind as well, this and much more.
Okay, I'm Daniel Shitandi, a civic educator from Mathare. I work under an umbrella of an organization called Canada Mathare Education Trust, CME Trust. Mm-hmm. So under this organization...
CME Trust, not CAMET.
Yes, CME Trust. Mm-hmm. We offer scholarship, and outside scholarship, we also do youth empowerment under our alumni branch.
Yeah.
To become an alumni, you have to go through the organization, and after going through the organization, all the structures set in place, then you become an alumni, and that's where we do the youth empowerment around Mathare and its environs. And among the issues that we do with our youth empowerment and advocacy program, we handle these topics such as drugs, because drug and substance abuse is a great menace in Mathare slums.
Yeah.
And therefore we have to talk to the youths on the dangerous effect of taking drugs and abusing drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
Still alcohol and drug and alcohol, because in the highlight as well in the morning you mentioned about weed separately and then alcohol, and somebody is also asking if alcohol is a drug, and yes, it is a drug, but then all of them have warnings: do not excessively use them because they are harmful to your health. But then let's come to the reasons, because I love the fact that you pointed out you come from Mathare. From your observation and what you've gathered in your community where you come from, what exactly pushes the youth in that specific demographic to resort to drug abuse?
Okay, first, I think I would like to define what a drug is and what drug abuse is. So drug is any substance other than food that when taken, it alters the normal functioning of our bodies. And drug abuse is using a drug for a wrong purpose other than the recommended purpose of that particular substance. So some of the issues or things that pushes youths from Mathare or youths anywhere in the country to engage in drug, alcohol and substance abuse, one of them is the vulnerabilities. If you look at the structure, Mathare has there is high level of poverty, and poverty being one of the factors. Low income people have taken advantage of that situation, and they have converted that place to be a place where they are doing their business, because they have found people are vulnerable there. Secondly is ignorance. Ignorance comes in that people have been informed on the dangerous effect of these drugs, but they continuously take them. Because drug and substance abuse is a topic in school. If you look at science, it's taught in science. And therefore, people know the dangerous effect of these substances. Then the third factor that contributes to this one is unemployment. You find that majority of the youths in Mathare slum are unemployment. This unemployment leads to being idle. So they are idle, they don't have what to do. What next? They end up using these substances anyhowly. Yeah. So I think those are some of the factors that contribute.
Yeah. From your organization, because there's a place where you mentioned off the air though, you mentioned about doing mentorship and specifically going for the vulnerable, because you also mentioned vulnerability as among the reasons why the youth venture into drug and alcohol abuse. So from your organization, how do you help to combat or to alleviate this menace of drug and alcohol abuse from the organization that you work for? I believe as well it's an NGO, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So how do you help?
So we, under the alumni branch, where I talked of Canada Mathare Education Trust alumni, we do mentorship session whereby we go to primary schools and we do mentorship. And one of the topics that we handle is drug and substance abuse. That's mentorship in primary school, secondary school. Outside the schools, we also liaise with the youth groups, youth organization, whereby we meet youths from different organizations in Mathare, and then we talk about the drug and substance abuse. And also the mother organization, the Canada Mathare Education Trust, invites different guests from different organizations that deals with this drug and substance abuse to talk to the scholars around Mathare, and also to talk to the youths. And so these programs, under the holiday, they have the holiday program. They meet scholars from different schools, and then one of the topics that they handle mostly is drug and substance abuse.
When you study that population of the community of the people where you come from, already being in Mathare is somehow considered to be, a poverty-filled area. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And you'd expect the youth from such an area as well to be very ambitious and, try to pursue their dreams, or thank goodness for such an organization that you yourself are a part of is coming in handy to try and serve, this vulnerable youth or the vulnerable community. From your honest opinion, do you feel that, that specific area has been intentionally left out, or there's a systemic issue that continuously, festers, in a sense that whenever opportunities are allocated in other areas or other parts of the country, there's a likelihood that this area will constantly be ignored and forgotten, and thus the youth in that space will always venture into drug and alcohol abuse as a result of that?
Thank you. I think there is a perception that nothing good come from Mathare, or nothing good come from the ghetto. And therefore, the Mathare slum has become now a place where people use it for their own personal interest. So you find that in the Mathare slum or any other ghetto, when people are being recruited into the army or the police, the Mathare youths or the people from there, they are not considered. Majority of them are not considered. But when it's an opportunity to recruit goons to go and cause disruption, that's a place now they think they can get the youths to go and do for them that kind of nefarious business. So it's an area whereby it has been, I feel like it has been neglected. It's an area where they believe that it can only be used for barbarism. It can be used to perform some irksome behaviors. Like the Mathare slum, when you mention Mathare, people first think about Mathare Mental Hospital. And therefore, people are perceived there that when you come from that place, this person is likely to be a madman, or this is likely to be a mentally challenged, a mentally challenged person.
Mm-hmm. Which is not true.
Which is not true. That's a wrong perception.
Yeah.
Mathare is a land of opportunity, and it's a land full of. I don't say that it's poor, because I believe that poverty is when you lack your physical, like the hands, the legs, the eyes, and the brain. The residents of Mathare there, they have the brain. So the only thing they lack is the opportunity when they are given. Because if you look at, I'm here and I'm from Mathare. If I walk around town, someone will not know that I'm from that.
You don't have a tag on your face.
I don't have
saying,
a tag.
"Hi, I'm from Mathare."
Yes, I'm from Mathare.
Right.
So I think
you're just an ordinary citizen like everyone else. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just an ordinary citizen. So I think it's high time that people be given the opportunity, and we be treated equally, even those from the ghetto.
Right. And would you say maybe there's been an attempt even by, because Mathare is it a constituency now?
It's a constituency.
It's a constituency, yeah. If you were to tie to local authorities, have there been any attempts to try and maybe rescue, especially those, because I believe not everyone in Mathare is poor. I believe so. Not everyone in Mathare is poor. I also believe, like you said, there's no notion that not everyone in Mathare is mentally cuckoo or crazy or challenged, to say, for the right word. And also, I believe the youth in Mathare have the autonomy and the strength and the power. If you hear on television, then it's a testimony that, you know, the youth in Mathare, because you're here representing them, right? Yeah. Yes, you're a demonstration and a representation that the youth in Mathare have the power, they have the gusto, they have the skills, they have the brains to do or pursue any other dream and vision, just like the youth from Karen, the youth from Kileleshwa, the youth from Kiambu, Kiambu County, But then back to the question, have there been any attempts by local authorities to try and reach out and, set up even projects that can, let's say, because I love what CME Trust is doing, because I believe that's a possible way of like trying to rehabilitate and give opportunities and mentor, which is a big thing with the youth. But then local authorities, are they attempting to do any projects that are helping and trying to boost the livelihood of the youth in Mathare, as well as to combat drug and alcohol abuse?
Yes, so the local authority have tried to do it, but the only problem is they are not genuine on their pursuit to that.
How do you
because
but they're not genuine?
I've said that it's about self-interest. It's something that, for example, we've talked of some of the issues causing drug and substance abuse. One of them is unemployment. So you find that when the president launched the climate works, this one to help at least youths to get something to put in their pocket. So you find that the local authority, they decided now that this is now an opportunity for them also to get something in that. For you to be recruited into this program, at least you had to pay something.
You're parting with something.
Yeah, you had to at least pay something to get this program.
This is Climate Works.
Yeah, the Climate Works. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Climate Works, and then the list is like for you to be listed, you have also to be like you belong to the Member of Parliament camp, like it's called the team addict tattoo. He's vying, he wants a third term. So you have to subscribe.
Is the MP or governor or senator?
The MP. The MP. Okay. Yes, you have to be like, you are a member of the team addict tattoo. So if you are not a member, if you are not politically aligned to his camp, then you won't be a member of this one. And this is how I saw that they are not genuine on their pursuit to end this menace. Because if the climate work was a good opportunity for them at least to give these youths a chance, so that these youths can use this opportunity to get some amount of money, and at least they engage
and
themselves.
uplift their livelihood.
Yeah, uplift their livelihood. Yeah.
So instead, this project has been turned to, it's help, but it's help to exploit.
Yeah, it's to
help
exploit.
to exploit, and that's unfortunate to say, very, very unfortunate. But then I'm also trying to study, in my mind, I'm trying to study the family structure of the youth in Mathare, because I believe as well parents have a very big responsibility in terms of shaping the lives of their children. I don't know if you remember at some point the president issued a statement, Kasema, even with the uproar and upheaval that we've been witnessing in the country with the Gen Zs going to the streets, it's been alluded to parents not, enforcing enough discipline in their, kids, and the president called on parents to take responsibility of their Gen Zs, because you guys are not nurturing Gen Zs and in a way that they respect authorities, and that's why they're going to the streets to picket and demonstrate, which is right in the eyes of the microscopes of the president, yes, and in some kind of sort of way it makes sense. But then if you're to zero into the family structure of the youth in Mathare, are we staring at broken homes and broken families where maybe there's absent mother, absent father, or both of them, mother, father, absent, and so this child is a motherless son or a motherless daughter, fatherless son, fatherless daughter. Also, we're staring at present father, present mother, but they don't have the resources to take care of this child, and so the ultimate destination for this youth is ending up in the streets. And that you've mentioned even being idle. An idle mind is a workshop of the devil. Yeah, you are destined to basically end up abusing all these, drugs that we are talking about right here. So, do you believe as well the family structure in Mathare is not well grounded, and that's why, a lot of youth from that specific demographic end up on this other side?
Okay, I think the family structure is not that well grounded, because if you walk around Mathare, you'll find, in fact, teenagers who have, for example, you find the two youths, young teenagers. They
15, 17, 18
15,
there.
17, 18.
Yeah.
They gave birth to a child. Yeah, so you find that particular boy or that particular girl is not ready for parenthood.
Yeah.
So that means that girl will end up raising this kid alone. And when this kid grows in Mathare, he will grow with and get the Mathare in him. When the Mathare, you can be from Mathare, but you are not of Mathare. So he will have the Mathare in him. So that's already is a family that is already broken. That one cannot work.
Yeah.
Secondly, we have a situation of a single mother. Maybe the father went to alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
So he has lost the bearings of life.
Yeah.
The father is on the street. Is sleeping outside. It's the mother taking care of the children. So that's a family that's already broken. You find children seeing the father on the street.
Yeah.
The father is living like a street. He doesn't even know that he had a family. So that's already a broken family. Right. Or there's a situation where by the mother went to drug and substance abuse.
Yeah.
So you find now that the mother is not there to take care of these children. What next for these children? They go to the street. They become part of the street family. They abuse these drugs.
Yeah.
And this one also leads to, outside drug abuse, it leads now to a second problem, which is now crime. That's why you find many people, like people do not want to attempt to step to Mathare. Even if you tell the Uber guy that take me to Mathare, he will say no, I can't go to such a place, because he knows that there is high level of crime rate, which has been contributed by this drug and alcohol abuse.
Drug and alcohol abuse. But it's really unfortunate, because that example you've given, I can imagine a teen mother or a teenage mother trying to raise, a child. That's a child raising another child. It means that this mother, because I've seen in the case of content creators, there's this Gen Z couples who've gone viral. They're still young, but they're raising their kids. But at least they're known. They have some sort of, following on social media, and people chip in, once or twice. And just people love them for, being young and having kids here. But now this one's living on the streets, and they have kids, and they're underage still, so they don't have anywhere they can run to. So if you were to, I'd say, if you'd receive backup and support that would make your advocacy extremely massive, to a point that you have the capacity to change the lives of people, of the community where you come from, what are some of the things that you would start to, let's say, slowly by slowly, weeding out or helping or changing in terms of bringing change to the youth of Mathare, and also specifically in matters drug and alcohol abuse? Of course, that's just, I believe it's among, because generally even in Kenya, I don't think drug and alcohol abuse is only for, the youth in Mathare. It's in Kibra, it's in Ongata, it's in Kiam, everywhere, even in Ushagos, the interior. So it's a general problem among the Kenyan youth. But now specifically, if you were to receive breakthrough and support, which I believe you're on the right road to, getting there, what will you start changing slowly by slowly to help the youth of Mathare?
Okay, so I think the first thing is the mindset. We must have a paradigm shift. I'll work on changing the paradigm shift in the mindset of those who are born and raised in Mathare.
Yeah.
So because the Bible says that do not conform into this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So we must first renew the mind, because we can find somebody who is ready to pump the resources. But if we pump all these resources without the renewal, the renewal of the mindset of the people who are under these manners, then therefore we'll be doing an exercise that is in futility. So first thing I'll do is the renewal, is shifting of the mindset. And how am I going to achieve this? Okay. I'm going to achieve this through the mentorship program. We do engagement, public engagement with the youths. Mm-hmm. We talk to those who are on the street. Yeah. We tell them that these rehabilitation centers were created for those who are addicted to these drugs. Yeah. So we must show, because some of them do not know even if there is an existence of a rehabilitation center. So they have to know that if you think that you have abused this drug for long, then you have to go to a rehabilitation center, and so that you can get back to your state of normalcy.
Yes. So mindset shifting.
Yeah, mindset shifting, and I'll tell them that they should go to rehabilitation center, because majority of them fear going to a rehabilitation center. Yeah. Why? Because why do they fear? One is that those who have gone to a rehabilitation center have come back when their physical appearance has changed. Some come when they are very fat, they have gained a lot of weight. So some of them fear going there, because they say, why should I go there? And even if I go there, when I come back, I don't come back the way I was in terms of my physical appearance, like I'm fat and all other shenanigans. That's one of them that I'm going to do. Then another thing that I'll be planning to do is to ensure that we do like the billboards, the billboards talking of the dangers of drug abuse. Those who abuse drugs, they are not, for example, alcohol, they are not used for advertisement. The people used for that advertisement are even the people who are not addicted to the drugs. For example, public figures and celebs. We need to use somebody who is there in Mathare, who is there in the
mental health
facilities. We use that one as to advertise a drug, so that the people can know that this drug, if I abuse drug, this is how I will end up. Because if we use the celebs, people will think that this is a good thing. If this is the person abusing this drug and this person is the way he is, the celebs are not supposed to be used to advertise drugs. If we use them like for endorsement, we use people. Let's use people, the real abusers, abusers of alcohol, those who are on the street there. Let's use them so that we can know that this
send a strong message.
Send a strong message.
You'll be.
So those are some of the things.
And that's awareness, actually. Right. That's an interesting one, because 90% of even the advertisements we even see on television and radio, most of them you can describe them as striking or even demure, for lack of a better word. They're very enticing, beautiful faces, attractive people. Some of them have names that you can literally know, huyu anaitwa hivi anakuanga TikTok here. But using a real life example of somebody who has gone through devastation and frustration, I believe it can send a stern warning to the youth there. But what if just calling on the parents or the guardians of the youth? Because I believe not everyone as well is homeless in Mathare. There's youth who generally just become, for lack of a better term, unruly. And the child just veered off the road, and you'd even hear their mother say, "Huyo wangu alinishinda," right? I don't know if I'm wrong, but you can correct me. There's still parents who they have a chance to save the lives of their children, but then totally decide to kneel path attender. So how do you call this child back to them, to their calling? But then the presence of this mental health facility, I believe it should be doing more good, because it's situated right there. Because we even have people from other counties outside Nairobi being, taken to the same facilities, but yet it's not helping the youth in that same area. What could be the problem?
The problem might be ignorance or lack of information. Some of them are not well informed, and that's why I've talked of the paradigm shift in the mindset and creating awareness. We need to walk, there are some areas in Mathare which people believe they are inaccessible, because if you access those areas, you might be smugged or
utapigwa nyongolo.
So we need to reach to those areas and talk to them. We give them information they lack. Basic information which they are supposed to be given. But some of them have this information and they are not utilizing the information that they have. On what you are talking about, the parents playing a critical role. Wazazi wengine wanasema wameshindwa na watoto wao. That's also a case scenario. But you see, this creating awareness should begin at a very young age, because we know that that's a very vulnerable population. So we need to start at a very young age. By at least grade 1, these kids must start knowing that if you follow this path of drug abuse, this is where you will end up. So you have to know. It's not about the parents. Only the blame, they are putting the blame on the parents. I think the blame should also be on the youth themselves. On the youths themselves.
Because taking responsibility, All right. But then there's this update here, but I'll just point out to the exact details. So do you believe as well raising the legal drinking age to be 21 will possibly be, I'll say, a forward attempt to try and alleviate alcohol abuse among the youth? Because these are the proposals from NACADA, including controlling of selling and even consumption. They also want to ban advertisements on digital platforms and radio. You've mentioned as well billboards here, where they should be using real-life examples here. Do you believe it's a step in the right direction to try and suppress the intensity of abuse of alcohol among the youth?
Saying it's a step in the right direction it depends from where you are viewing it, but from where I'm viewing it is that raising the age, that limit to 21, I don't believe if it's going to solve the issue at hand here. The issue at hand here is how does these kids get access to these drugs?
Yeah, that's a good question.
How do they get
access to alcohol. And the rest,
and the rest. And we have even some which are not even produced in Kenya, but they find their way into our country. We have some drugs which find their way into our country.
Like these powders and the rest. Would you say cocaine and even heroin? Because weed is easily available. You could even walk to somebody's backyard anywhere and unapata imepandwa ndani ni mboga kumbe ni ni kishashe. So I'm trying to imagine hizi zingine how they get hold of them, because they cost money. They cost money to have the rest. The narcotics one.
The narcotics, so, how do they find their way? So we must block them from getting to our country.
How do you block them when you don't even see the people who are bringing, who are importing them?
The relevant authorities must
do a mass crackdown.
A mass crackdown. A genuine mass crackdown. Because if they are not genuine in their crackdown, they'll end up persecuting those who they are not supposed to persecute.
Because that's a business, right?
They're
making money, minting money.
They're minting money. So the narcotics, the age to 21, I don't think raising it when we still have the accessibility to these drugs. Raising the age to 21 is not going to solve the issue at hand. So the age, but at the end of the day, is also the responsibility of the government to protect the children. Article 53 of the Constitution of Kenya, there is right to protection. The child should be protected from abuse, from torture, and from violence. So they have the right to protect children, and they also have the right to protect children from online. The online thing, which the NACADA is trying to introduce with that proposal. But from where I see it, the proposals are not going to see the light of the day, because people see it as it's going to interfere with their businesses. So people will be looking at the business side rather than looking at the effect of this. Therefore, raising the age to 21 is not the solution to this.
To combating drug and alcohol abuse. Then that's really, I think it's a double-edged sword, because I'm also, if you try to imagine roughly, somebody who buys alcohol and they drink it at the comfort of their own house, with their own money, they've not pigared somebody in Yongolo, they've not broken into somebody's M-Pesa, they've worked, they have a business, maybe they're running, or maybe they are employed, and so they've made money. And of course, it's just difficult to remove the kupiga sherehe thing and separate it with kando alcohol and other drugs, possibly weed. We can just tuseme sasa alcohol and weed, but the Kenyan youth, because it's like part of a systematic culture, thrilling kind of culture that most of the youth have embraced. They can't just piga sherehe sober, they must chapa shots of something, and these shots are not water or porridge or milk, it's basically something intoxicating, So I'm looking at also a youth who they don't have money, they don't have a job, but yet you said they're able to access this alcohol. But also when you look at some of these, I'll call them local brews, zenye zinauzwa kwa jug, ama zinauzwa, I think there's
jug,
Yes, the jug one, and then there's one, sijui inaitwaje, brown, a little bit brownish. If you walk into these interior drinking local places, you'll see them, wamegather pale.
It's called busa.
Yes, they'll still get them. So that means they have a community or a network of people who will just, hata kama kuna kazi, hana kazi, akitana bora tu show up, still atapewa jagi yake ama katambula kake na hiyo ndogodhio according to Major. So if you were to permanently find a solution to this, does that mean as well you'd have to kill a livelihood of someone, because this is a business anyways, and I also believe hiyo ndogodhio is not as toxic as some of these other high-end liquors and the rest of the bouteilles, the way they call them. So how do you come in as a person who has clean intentions to try and change the livelihood of people, but again be like, this is a business, so, but your clients still are the youth. So how do you put this into the right place?
So the putting it in the right place, the changa and the busa thing, we must also apply some science that these ones are made through fractional distillation and the fermentation processes. So the changa, the only thing it lacks is the final process, the final distillation process, which it must have. The busa, if you look at the busa is normal fermentation. It's just done through a normal fermentation process. The only problem with this...
I think it's keg. I remember the name. Keg, Is it also part of that process? The keg one? The brown liquor, I believe.
The brown liquor.
Wanamwaga tu kwa jug, ukienda kwa hizi, na kila mtu anatoka hapo na katambla.
So we need to, like, the things, we need to look at the final fermentation. The problem is the final distillation process. And then when you go to a drug such as changa, the problem is the additives, what they add, what people add, they need the distillation process for it to take a short period of time to avoid consumption of energy. Then you need to add some additives. It is now those additives that have now the adverse effect of changa. You see somebody abusing changa has the swollen cheeks.
Sunken eyes.
Sunken eyes. So there's something that they always add there. I won't mention it here. I won't mention it here. But adding such drugs, we must look at how the process which they go through. We need to look at the qualitative and the quantitative processes that they go through. So the government needs to look at ways on how is this drug being manufactured. Then the drug has to be KEBS compliance. So we can't just leave people to manufacture
their keg,
cheap alcohol and give it to our children.
We've seen people go blind.
People go
especially in the Mount Kenya region. Even in Western, I think it's called Kwete, and you mentioned Busa as well. Inabugiwa bugi sana.
That's methanol that makes them to run blind. So it's methanol, it's full of high methanol content. The ethanol in a small percentage is okay, but methanol
could be 90 or 80. I believe 80 ni mingi sana. Let's say maybe 70 there.
70 there. So when the alcohol content is high, then it will have an adverse effect. So we need to do, when we are doing a crackdown, we need to check at the quality of what you are giving to these people.
And also, would you correct me if I'm wrong? Do you agree that you can consume alcohol and consume it to the limit you should consume it and you'll just be okay? Or don't consume alcohol kabisa? Because also, especially the ones that are available in outlets, and also Nakada is also regulating that. They don't want alcohol to be first of all, it's a ban on purchasing alcohol in supermarkets, restaurants, and even public transport. I don't know, I've not seen alcohol being sold in a matatu anywhere, but maybe we'll find out. They also want the online sale and home delivery of alcoholic drinks as well as celebrity endorsements to be stopped. Is it possible for somebody to consume alcohol and their life is okay? Where does the problem come in with the consumption of alcohol? Because like I had pointed it to you earlier, you bought your own boutique, like the Gen Z call it, and you closed yourself indoors and had your Netflix and chill with your friends, and you managed to wake up the following day, you go to work. Will that be abuse? I don't think so. What makes it abusive? at this point?
Abusive is excessive consumption of alcohol. It's written there. Excessive consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health.
Yeah, and not sell to persons below the age of 18.
Below the age of 18. So it's already written there. And the alcohol that is manufactured, for example, at Kenya breweries, it goes through all the processes.
Yeah.
You know, all the tests, the sterility test, the fertility test.
Oh, fertility too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the sterility and the fertility.
Yeah.
So when it goes through all those tests, before it is released to the market, and they believe that it is good for human consumption, because all the tests have been done, and it has been tested even to, there is a test that something undergoes. So when it undergoes that test, before they release it, the quality controller decide that this one is good for human consumption. It has undergone all the problem comes in when we have cheap liquors that are being manufactured anyhow by anyone. Somebody manufacturing alcohol is a very simple process. You only need some little chemicals here and there. Right. You mix and then you come up with
a concoction.
With a concoction. So I think they have to be KEBS compliance. Yeah, so KEBS must do its work. Yeah.
What about, I think there was I know it's still in a card. It's still in a card because at some point they had issued, But when you look at some of these measures that they're putting, especially when it comes to supermarket outlets, even online advertisements, is that way it's contributing to automatically when you see an advertisement of the latest brand, is it going to trigger, from your observation, does it trigger a Gen Z to be curious and eventually they end up, or they could also be having a group of friends, because I believe addiction as well comes with peer influence, Yeah. From your observation, what do you think?
I think the adverts are contributing much, because if you see a celeb, somebody who is held in such a high status in the society, is the one who is promoting that particular substance, then you'll have to be curious and go and at least try it if that person is using it. And that's why when I was doing a suggestion, I was saying that we should not use them to advertise those particular. We should use the real consumers of those particular substances.
What about the other side of it? Because I believe weed is debatable. At some point, we even had a presidential aspirant who said it should be legalized. What are the adverse sides of that part of the avenue of weed and other narcotics?
So the weed is the drug is not the problem. The problem is the abusive nature. If you abuse it, if you use it excessively, then it will lead to addiction. And when it leads to addiction, meaning that you won't be like every day. It will become part of your daily life. So if the weed has been tested, these things must go through a test.
So you believe weed should be harvested, processed,
and then it undergoes a test.
Right.
So we need to test it and know if it's suitable for human.
Mostly it's recreational purposes for those that use it.
So we need to carry out a test. That's why we have. What's the function of all these laboratories that we have? We must go and test it. We carry out a test and know if it is good for human consumption. We have not carried out a test up to now. Up to now, what we are saying, they are just mere speculations and propaganda that we have. That if you take this, I don't know, you'll be like this, you'll be like this, you'll be high.
Right.
And then there was someone who was saying that why drink and drive while you can smoke and fly? So we need to carry out a test and know if it's good for human consumption. We've not carried out a test.
And interestingly, weed is easily available. Like I said, you could find it in somebody's backyard. But then when you look at countries that have legalized it, even like states, but not everywhere in states, because I know somebody who lives where it's not legalized, I believe what you've said can really help, so that if you have to smoke a blunt, like they say, grab a blunt and puff, at least you're puffing something that has been medically, I'd say, medically tested, what you just said, yeah. And if you get high, you're not getting high, the high tiki-tiki boom where you're destructive and destroying everything, or flying, you know, because you're a human being, you don't have wings here. So I believe such things should be looked into. And I've remembered Wajakoya, he had, you know, such a proposal in his manifesto. So like what you've said, I believe it's time that the government as well tries to find out, yes, the youth are smoking weed. Can we maybe commercialize it so that if you have to smoke it, then you're smoking it in a professional way, for lack of a better term. Yeah, but that's interesting. Finally, as we exit, before you tell the youth of Mathare how they can be part of your initiative, what is the one other outstanding issue from a standpoint of observation, someone who comes from Mathare, that a lot of people outside here don't know it is going on in your community? One shocking one. Could be shocking or not here.
So what's going on in my community is that many youths are educated there, because they know, majority of the people know that people there don't go to school. They're just goons.
Majority of youth in Mathare are educated?
Yes, majority of them are educated.
Shocking.
They have degrees. They have masters. I even have someone who is pursuing PhD from Mathare. So majority of them have gone to school. Secondly, youths from Mathare are peaceful. Yeah, they are peaceful. Some people, contrary to the notion that they are rowdy and unruly. So they are peaceful. So they are educated and they are peaceful.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Tell them where they can get to support you and be a part of CME Trust and other things that you do. You mentioned mentorship and so much more. Yeah, please tell them in 30 seconds as we exit. Okay. You can catch up Canada Mathare Education Trust on all social media platforms. Daniel Onyango Shitandi, my Facebook account on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. So the youths from Mathare, I would like to tell you that we should never give up. We should try as much as possible to bring our fellows who have lost the bearing. Let's bring them back on track. Let's follow the path that will lead us to victory, and let's change the perception and the notion that people have about us. Thank you very much. Is there a way somebody can channel support to that organization?
You can visit our page, and then you'll get where to channel your support.
Details are there.
The details are there.
The page again?
The page is Canada Mathare Education Trust. Yeah.
Okay, Sam, thank you. I appreciate you for your invaluable insights to this conversation. Mr. Daniel Shitandi, civic educator from Mathare. Shout out to you and the people. Mathare inakuanga code gani? Record yoni? Rongai ni 126, 125. Mathare inakuanga hiyo route ya matatu.
It's the number 18.
18. Oh, 18, no?
Yes.
Shout out to Mathare route 18. Najua ni hiyo Thika Road, but in a branch pale. Is it?
It's majorly Juja Road.
Yes, Juja Road. Yeah. Shout out. But thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, so thank you to you too for watching us from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I and my co-host Stephanie Ayeta will see you tomorrow bright and early at Y254 channel, at Ransack 101 at Stephanie Ayeta. See you tomorrow. Have a fantastic Monday.